Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is of course, the self-therapeutic multimedia project. I'm not going to go into the introduction. If you want, you can find that in the past 3 years up to January 2021. I go into what the Ahn Rho Project is all about, so you can check previous live streams. So what we want to do today's live stream is just say fuck it all, because I'll have to be honest with you. It's just like every couple of days, like I say, there's a new revelation or a new series, bunch of evolutionary phases or stages to the Ahn Rho Project. And in this one in particular, if you look at the title, what you see is what you get as usual. But the line 330, task 330 to 380, one of them states that it's time to let go. And I've developed over the past 3.5 years this system, which is largely dysfunctional because, well, it's functional and dysfunctional. It works, then it doesn't work. And what I mean by that, in this paradoxical manner, in this self-contradictory manner, is largely that, of course, trying to do everything from scratch is a self-destructive process. I recognize I have a lot of independence, obsession with independence, and so everything I do is mediocre in quality. It's constantly evolving, constantly growing thing, but it really is difficult to compete against someone who does things, just compete against, regular, proper, healthy human individuals, people who, obviously study a good niche in their education, have a healthy family, or they do things just the right way. A lot of people have issues and problems themselves, and it doesn't mean that they have even a healthy family or even good education or even have a nice job or experience, but they find their way anyways. And the fact is, because they do things successfully, and I just don't do things very successfully. And so that's one thing that, one of the main things that I do unsuccessfully, that the Ahn Rho Project in this particular past 72 hours, one of the lines that I've written down, which you see on the left hand side, of course, we're on the task list going up to 380 now, and some of them are not listed. Obviously, the screenshot only captures about 20. But one of the things that is in there is that I'm going to let go. I'm letting go. And that means that a lot of processes that I've developed right now that just don't work, I'm going to move towards, even more heavily towards, the resolution of being practical. It means that I have to drop a lot of things that don't do me any good, or rather not stop, but or drop them completely, but to maybe revisit them in the future. And one of these main ones may include just, covering garbage on my live streams, is a big one. Doing the packaging, doing the remedial tasks, talking. A lot of talking is too much. It's just too much talking. If I want to do talking, I can do on podcasts, but I shouldn't do that on a video format. That's a visual medium, and I should cater towards what is sensible. If I'm doing a visual media, I should do things that people can see. If I'm going to do things that, and doesn't mean that I don't like it, it means I can do things that I like, but that have things to show for. But it also has to be interesting, and all these sorts of different concepts that I'm supposed to embody, that I keep, not necessarily, I think, putting off. I'm just, not doing it now and then thinking of doing it later. It's not very useful at all. And so the main theme would be, at this particular line of the system, and we've had various lines prior to this and prior to lining, prior to typing out into a task list. Before, it was just a video format, a live stream format where I would just reflect, and so it would be all spoken and audio reflections. Now, obviously, it's starting to become more scripted, more typeface oriented. I have screenshots of things that I write down on the side on Dropbox, and I show that to camera, and I save that, I sync it with Excel, and so on and so forth. But before, of course, it was just audio and visual format where I would just speak about the topics that I'm trying to incorporate, new principles of life and management, and of just finance, employment, relationships, blah blah blah. I would just speak on camera, and now I have moved towards writing things down. Now, even better, of course, as I say, is to move towards just doing, not necessarily speaking, not necessarily showing, just doing. I do have to capture it somehow, and I can do that by using the live stream, but I should use the live stream to just capture me doing. And so, with that being said, what do I have to let go? Well, there's a lot of things I can discontinue. Like I said, I could stop covering garbage on streams. That's one thing. I could also just, if I need to really cover it, not voice over anything. Well, I could just move and get it done. Another thing would be to stop, or cease, or not cease or stop, but again, revisit the Excel. Find a way to develop, say, maybe an Excel directory of all the Excel spreadsheets. So one Excel that references all the other Excel spreadsheets and says, this one, that one, A, B, C, Excel spreadsheets, B, C, and D on finance, on budgeting, on video making, on business, on project, on research can be turned off, or health and fitness should be prioritized right now. So certain Excel spreadsheets need to be put on, turned on, and others off. So stop recording for these and record for that. And then I have selective data approaches. Another one would be to maybe, to turn off all Excel spreadsheets and focus on the learning process of MySQL. So learning database systems that would be more proficient in recording my life and so on and so forth. Because Excel is obviously a horribly inefficient way to do things. I'm just not an industry professional in this field. So with that being said, that is, I guess, the main thing here. I don't see, if I try to pull that kind of a task list up right now, I don't see where it says to let go, and I'm assuming that it must be somewhere else. As far as I'm concerned, there we go, I see it now. I believe that's 363 and 360. Both of them refer to system, anti-system. So breaking down the system, not using the system, or just again putting on the back burner and using the system to edit itself, the system to tweak the system itself, a self-editing, self-propagating, self-evolving system requires that, in this paradoxical fashion, I stop using the system even though I have it, because it's holding me back. There's too much bureaucracy, there's too much administrative bullshit, there's too much fuckery, and instead I should just get stuff done. There's a video that was by Elon Musk, an interview by Elon Musk. We don't need so many MBAs and meetings without purpose. We don't need all the paper pushing. We just need the better product. We just need you to constantly improve the quality. Are you focused on making the best service and product that you can possibly do? If you can, then that is the single most important thing. It's not to dismiss all the administrative stuff and customer service, but the core of it is, if you cannot deliver goods, and now this is also a chime in on Donald Trump's art of the deal. Also, one of the key points is deliver the goods. If you can't deliver the goods, then, well. So, moving on from Musk and Trump, and again, this is not to get political. Clearly, one person is very liberal, clearly, the other one's very conservative, and they're both, one is like a technological, STEM-oriented guy, and the other person is a heavily angry politician on the right. And the point is, just from a very objective standpoint, do whatever the fuck works. And that is my biggest issue. You can see that the screen is so cluttered. You can see that there is no face. I'm not standing in front of it. What do you see? What do you hear? The audio is so cracky and broken. This is like recorded with a phone. What are the main things that they say? Audio is the most important. Why haven't I taken care of that? People don't need to see. It's not important what they see. It's important what they hear. And that's what maintains retention. What's another thing? Well, if you have all these, music set up, all these images set up, and it's taking too much time, like Elon says, why the hell do you have all this administrative stuff? Take away the fucking images and make it simple. Simple is productive. And then we go to Trump and say, deliver the goods. You say all the time you're going to push up the stream at 3 to 5 a.m., but you're not pushing stream, you're not on schedule. You're 6 hours late. Right now it's almost 11. What the fuck is that? So at the end of the day, it's just a lot of stuff that I'm doing. I'm acting like a failure, like a loser. And even the mentality when I speak on streams, all of these things are so negative. It's very obvious to me that it's a template for failure, not success. And so, with that being said, the most important thing here would be to evolve the system once again, this one away from failure and towards success. And it's something that I've been putting off for a long time, honestly, because for a good while when I started the Ahn Rho Project, it was just to what? To do my best. As long as I enjoy it, I may have no regrets. Of course, it's more comprehensive than that. I actually had to achieve something in the future, and I'm not doing that right now. So that needs to go. With that being said, we have about 3 minutes left. If I were to use the time left in these 3 minutes, here's a Lunar New Year thing that was sent to me from one of my colleagues. So what I'm going to do is just run through them. The task I can get rid of for now. The Chinese Lunar image, get rid of that. You can see the room. We have some photographs of the chicken, rotisserie chicken from Metro. We have this kind of pies from Walmart. We have these groceries, and we're going to run through some photographs and once again just go through the photography. What you see in the background is the laptop too. So if I run through all of these, if it's all possible in any way, in the next 2.5 minutes left, including today's breakfast, which was a huge breakfast lunch. Here's the rotisserie chicken, some depth food, some supplements, the bread that I use, bagel as well, large breakfast, large lunch, eating on the food that's expiring, like the dip from Pizza, a tart here and there from my guardians, which I'm not supposed to eat. Here's the pie that I gave to my guardians as well. It's a class 4 item because I gifted that to them, just like they gifted the chicken to me. Chinese New Year, Family Day. Here's oatmeal that I make in the morning. Here's Valentine's Day, Family Day, Chinese Lunar New Year, all 3 holidays, festivities at the same time. And of course, the photography again also should include the things I received, like monetary stuff. This is the, some envelopes, red envelopes of Chinese New Year. Received from the landlord. That's the one with the fish from TD. And then the Freedom 55, whatever, from my guardians. Now we have receipts from Walmart. Here's the pie when I was comparing the ingredients, but also nutritional facts. And the pumpkin pie I wanted to mention has 23 grams of sugar per 92 grams portion, and the apple pie has only 14, hence much healthier. But both on sale, and I wanted to try and compare them, which I did. And so I finished, I ate it, it was nice, it was tasty, it was amazing. And I shared some with my guardians, both types, and I won't buy them ever again. And of course, here the final solution that I never actually tend to do, and now I'm going to start maybe even evolving further from this to simply show very quick photographs, talk almost nothing about solution to end all photographs. So that's this first live stream, and now we're suddenly back here on the task list, and you can see the room is dark, but it doesn't really matter because no one is watching. And so in the next 10 minutes, I will start the next live stream. We'll cover all the garbage, all the mess here, and then I will see you very soon, because then we can move on to what really matters, which means to actually get somewhere in life. This is Ahn Rho signing out.